Soul family. Lots of stuff going on this morning. Interesting, very, very blue sky, very calm lake. But I'm deep, deep in thought. Song right now, every day I'll be missing you. Since the day you went away. Every move you make, every breath I take, every word I say, I'll be missing you. Wish I could turn back the hands of time, but we can't. We can't get time back. I have so many things I want to talk to you guys about. I'm going to shut the station off. I got to get to work soon, so. As you know, I went and did the weekly reading yesterday, kind of in the little foresty area that we have around here. And here, I'm going to put you guys down while I put my rings on. I haven't put any rings on yet. I get most of my messages from Spirit, either in my dreams or in animal messengers. The loudest ones, the most consistent ones. I've always been very, very connected to the animals since I was a little girl. That was music, and the animals were my deal, I guess, that I asked for with Spirit in order to communicate. Because when the animal messengers come, I know they're not lies. I know they're not illusions. Whereas sometimes dreams are illusions. And it's even with the animal messengers, we have to pay attention to what it is that we're picking up at the time that they come. And as I brought out yesterday, the readings and the messages that come, it's about what's happening right now, right in front of you. Now, your mind may be on, you may be missing someone who's not there, right? Your mind's there. But that's not what's happening right in front of you. What's happening right in front of you are the messages that Spirit is going to bring you with the animal messengers. So there was communication going on, and I felt something was off. And I saw an animal messenger. It was pointed out actually by my daughter when we went a long time ago on this same hike down to the path that we went. And I'm going to show it to you guys right now because it's really intriguing. One of my Facebook people brought it up, so I'm saying thank you to you. So I don't know if you see right there. There's now I see all of them so loud, it's insane. What was seen there was the rhinoceros. You see the horn coming out right here, right? There's its eye, there's its legs, there's its shield, right? That's what I saw because that's what my daughter pointed out the last time. So this time I saw it that way. And someone said to me, I see the Black Panther. And I said, God, I do too. But I also see a bear now. Now look, there's the eye, there's the muzzle, there's the body coming out of the... Now if you look at it smaller, the blue eye, ears right there, this is the panther coming out of the bushes. But if you just look at this part here, that's a black bear coming out, right? Bear means go into meditation, solitude. The panther, God, the message is for panther, and the message is from rhino. But when I first saw it, the message from rhino was to trust your inner wisdom. Don't look at appearances only. Go beyond that and trust what you're getting. Something's not right, right? You're supposed to stay grounded. They're all in the forest. They're all grounded. Take one step at a time. And only when you're very comfortable, then that's when the ancient wisdom comes to you. So Rhino's message is letting you know you need to look more closely at everything around you because things are not what they seem. So you're thinking something's going on, but something isn't fitting. So you're trying to make it fit. Are you seeing lack of instead of abundance in your life at this moment? It's all in the way you think of it. They're to remind you to appreciate everything that's around you right now. Stop and give thanks to the miracles that are there occurring in your life. This is about connecting with Mother Earth. This is what we spoke about yesterday when I did the weekly reading. Now, it goes on. You can go into the message if you want. I posted it on my fan page, Angels Whisper, as well as my personal page. Now, after the rhinoceros was pointed out, then we saw the panther, right? So the panther says, do you need to reclaim your personal power? A lot of times it's about single mothers. It's about single moms seeking out the strength to make it through. I was a single mom for many, many years. But it's, it doesn't even have to be a single mom. Mother is a mother, you're nurturing feminine energy, right? Are you trying to make it through? Trying to face the darkness without fear? Remember, the rhino was talking about abundance. Are you seeing a lack? The panther can aid you. So within the rhinoceros, we see the panther, right? The panther can aid you to be heroic. The panther is associated with the moon and is the shapeshifter. Now, what we watched, hold on, I'm going to go back, because what we saw, at first what we thought we saw, a rhino. Then we saw the Black Panther. And then the woman says, well, now I see a bull. Well, I see the bull too. Look at the horns. Right? This is a shapeshifter. This is a panther. This is a rhino. This is a bull. And this is a black bear. It's all of them. Now, it basically is all of the, and so somebody says, I'm so confused. Why is this happening? Because, and then you can see here there's a frog, the eyes of a frog, if you look just right here. So the frog is cleansing, getting rid of baggage, unnecessary burdens, whatever you're carrying around that's cluttering things up. The bear says, go into solitude, go into meditation. The panther, I'll speak about, we just spoke to you about what the rhinoceros was telling you. Well, the panther, I mean, the Black Panther totem, whoops, sorry, here, put you down, I've got so much to speak about, is about being in the shadows and connecting with your intuition. The panther hides in the shadows. And it's not until you're very close to the panther that the illusion that they're creating is revealed. Panther people, I'm a panther. That's definitely my spiritual twin and myself. Our panther totems are very, very powerful with us. They're connected with astral travel. We're loners. They're very elusive. And what's interesting about the panther is there is no panther, actually. It's a leopard. It's a genetic black coat. But it's not until you get really close that you see the spots. So maybe a leopard can't change his spots, but he can hide them. So it's about a mask and finding the symbolisms in the depth of what's hidden. The panthers, they move over short distances very quickly. That's me, right? I'm not a long distance runner. I can go quickly in a short distance. So with panther, it talks about swift, graceful action. So it talks about having to make fast choices because panther doesn't maintain their distance for a long time. The panther's a loner. They're solitary. They walk alone. They're not lonely, but we do that by choice to develop our gifts. We've chosen, I don't want to be with just anyone. Now, here is a couple other things that come up. Quite a while ago, someone said to me, I hate social media. It's the downfall of our culture. It's mind-sucking. Very negative energy against social media. And I agree, 100%. I use social media for my work to reach a lot of people. Now, you connect with a lot of people, and then there's people trying to connect with you. I don't want just anyone, right? I need to be connected with someone on every level, spiritual. What the rhinoceros is telling you, remember I told you I felt something wasn't fitting, right? Rhinoceros is telling you, got to charge my battery. Pay attention to appearances. Pay attention when words don't match actions. And I started thinking about, I'm not a spy, but I do my research. And if somebody's approaching me, I absolutely do my research. So take a look at the social media of somebody in your life or somebody who's interested in you or who's portraying themselves. And it doesn't even have to be interested in you. It could be somebody who's wanting to align with you or connect with you. I don't add people on Facebook. And I don't add people on Instagram. My Instagram is open. My Facebook is open for my work. If I choose to add someone, it's my friend. So if you go look at the friends that someone has accrued, look at the list of their friends on their Instagram. They'll tell you really quickly who they are. You got somebody talking to you all about spirituality, and all of their friends are a bunch of young girls. They don't line up, do they? So look past the illusion. Do your homework. A panther is solitary for a reason. We choose to be solitary. We develop our gifts on our own. We go in like the bear, introspection. Mother bear protection. It's our higher selves protecting us. Panthers hunt silently, and they disappear just like that. They're elusive. You may have to wait for them to find you. I'll cut you off instantly as soon as I find out. When your words don't match your actions or what you're portraying yourself, we're done. I energetically cut ties instantly. Because the Panther has ties to the moon, to their intuition. We're sensitive to vibrations that maybe others don't pay attention to, or maybe they don't even possess. Positive signs to the Panther when they show is your love life's about to take on a new intensity. Oh, absolutely. But as I said, the Black Panther stare is intense, and you can't avoid the awareness, the piercing awareness of the Panther. Now, another animal messenger that I am very, very close to and made himself very noticeable was the Great Horned Owl. Now, this is Merlin's chair. I've seen Merlin's chair. Now, I posted this twice because in some of the pictures, it's more, the depth looks good when it's dark. And in other pictures, you need to see it lighter. So we'll use this, for all intents and purposes, we'll use the lighter one. And I'm going to have to zoom in to show you. All right. Here is what I saw immediately when we were told before I went on the walk, the first walk, not yesterday, but the day before, to pay attention to the all-seeing eye. It's trying to tell you something. That's your intuition. So I immediately saw Merlin's chair, and inside you see the Great Horned Owl, right? See his eye? The other eye is covered by moss. Camouflage, which was a word that was used to highlight something for me. It wasn't until yesterday, actually maybe it was last night or early this morning, that I noticed there's not just one owl inside Merlin's chair. There's two. See the owl's eyes here? There's one eye open, and its eye here is covered by camouflage. Its twin's eye is open here, and its eye is covered by camouflage. Or maybe this is my blind spot, and this is your blind spot, but together as a team, we're able to see the full picture. So the Great Horned Owl is about trusting what you can't see. Don't expect to see material world results as far as your wishes and your prayers, what we're asking for. We're not going to necessarily get a phone call or an email with the answer. We're going to get it like this. It's going to come in ways that connect with your highest self. So the Great Horned Owl, remember we were told we were going to get wisdom. It was going to come as quick, as light as an owl. That was the message that we got yesterday, I think. No, not yesterday, the day before. So it's about seeing in the dark. It's about piercing. Remember I said the Black Panther pierces through and sees? Well, the owl is the seer as well. They see in the dark, but they're telling you, have your eyes open. You're not seeing with both of your eyes, and neither are you. So we have to team up in order to work out our highest self and our physical self. I was aware, I noticed, I saw, I paid attention, and many things were picked up to me, but I wasn't seeing the whole picture. I had to go to my highest self, and together my highest self and I had to connect together. Now this could be you and your team, right? That's why true partners work. They're a team. This one sees what this one does not, and this one sees what this one does not. So the Great Horned Owl hunts at night and sleeps during the day. Do you know what's interesting? Is that the owl and the hawk are enemies. Because during the daylight, the hawk thinks she sees this, but the owl is saying, no, you're not seeing this. Pay attention. They're fighting with each other because the owl thinks they're all knowing. But they're not seeing well in the day the way the hawk is. And the hawk is not seeing as well at night as the owl is. They need to work together. So the Great Horned Owl talks about seeing into our own shadow. This could be something within ourselves that we're not seeing, that our higher self needs to pick up. Or maybe your cousin, the Great Horned Owl, the Red Hawk, needs to come forward and say, hey, right? So the Great Horned Owl sees into the unconscious mind, into our shadow aspect, into our fears and our secret desires that are motivating us. Great Horned Owl says, if you're trying to clear skeletons out of the closet, now's the time to do it. I mean, I can't get over how many times we've been hearing now, now, now. in all of our meetings. Now, the osprey showed up here at the lake. The osprey showed up there when it was yesterday. Their opportunity is slipping. If you want to act, you have to act now. I keep asking Spirit, what? What do I have to see? What do I have to act on? What is it? Show me. I'm cutting away. Clearing skeletons out of the closet. Now's the fitting time to do so. The Red Hawks and the Great Horns, they overlap into each other's territory. While one rules the night and one rules the day, fights may break out upon them when they cross each other's path. They're disagreeing, right? So, the warrior archetype between both is loyalty, fierce loyalty. So Great Horned Owl speaks about fiercely defending what you know is and what you believe in, as well as staying strictly loyal to where you feel most at home. Where is your home? Home is where your heart is. Where is your heart? You need to be loyal to that. My work is my path. I protect my path fiercely. I protect my energy. I don't let people in. I stay solitary, like the bear, like the owl, like the red hawk, like the panther. Have you noticed any of them? They don't run around in pairs. They're solitary. You're going to have to be very, very, very special to get in. But I protect my boundaries. And once it's shown to me, you're cut out. So, pay attention. Pay attention to people's words and their actions if they don't match. Don't delude yourself because you want it to be something that it isn't. You're going to hear whispers. That's how the owl speaks to you. Use the gifts courageously. Pay attention to what the animal messengers are bringing you. When I go out into nature, that's where I find the most of my messages. It's incredible. Incredible. All right. Heavy energy for me today. A lot of, it's like, and this is, and it'll be addressed, I'm sure, in the reading. But right when I feel like I can let someone in, they show themselves to me. But it's my highest self keeping me clean. It's highest self keeping my path clear and open. It isn't like, wow, I can't trust anyone. No, what it means is I'm not going to trust once you have shown me who you really are. That's just Spirit's way of keeping me safe. And my animal messengers are my biggest allies. Oh, another thing, as I'm putting on my many, many chains, yesterday I did a little video when I got to my little forest glen. And I said, I made, it was a joke, I had all these chains. I had the great horned owl. I figured because I was calling on the wisdom of the owl. I wanted the wisdom of the owl. And so I have my chains that I wear. You know that I wear my crystals. They're all important. They're all spiritual. Now, I said, look at me with all my bling, all my gangster bling. Okay, a gangster is a criminal. They're a member of a violent criminal gang, a racketeer, a robber, a tough guy, a villain, a lawbreaker. Clearly, I'm not that. However, I am a spiritual gangster, right? And my team are my animal messengers. And that's what I said. I said, look at me with all of my gangster bling. But my gangster is my team. The Red Hawk, the Osprey. But I needed to clarify that because I'm a spiritual gangster. I'm tough on, and I don't let anybody into my gang. That is not of their highest self in walking in the light. And my gang will look out for me. Right? They looked out for me yesterday. They were very, very careful. And they said, look, pay attention to your surroundings. Go ahead and look at my Instagram. You'll see the people that are on my Instagram, very, very few. They'll be spiritual people or my close friends. I don't add people on Instagram. I don't collect people. My pages are for my work. You're not going to go look at all of my following. You're not going to have a list of like all these hot guys while I'm preaching, spirituality and nature. I am who I am. I clarify things when they come to mind. My friend asked me last night, he wrote to me, I'm sorry, Landon, I haven't finished reading your message. But he said something to me about gangsters. Oh, I've got to address him. Landon, I didn't stop sending you the readings for any other reason than I stopped sending everybody the readings because it felt like it was spam, and I didn't want the spiritual work to be seen as spam. And I made several comments about, if you want me to send the readings, I would send them to you. Otherwise, go to my YouTube channel. Don't think that I stopped sending them because I didn't want to send them to you. He saw my Red Hawk post. I said that there was a gang, a mob. That's what happens when the Red Hawk flies. They're usually mobbed by crows or other smaller birds because they're threatened by the Red Hawk. Now, the Red Hawk is the messenger, the seer. We say things that other people don't want to hear. So we're mobbed by others, the ones who don't want the light to come out. And I talked about that, so he brought up the gangster, and I thought, all right, I'll clarify that. I'm going to put you guys sideways while I shuffle. We're working with the Healing with the Fairies Oracle today. I don't know if that's just what popped out. So that's why I'm just clarifying the gangster mentality. I'm not interested in gangsters. Thank you very much. Unless you're a spiritual gangster. I have spiritual warfare happening. That's pretty much it. It was a joke, and maybe it was in poor taste. So if you didn't, sometimes people don't get the humor in that. Maybe you've been a gangster and you feel bad, feel like I'm embarrassed about my past. But we talked about this the day before yesterday. We all have a past. It's all about lessons. I got rid of my spiritual gangster shirt because it was misleading. I didn't want people to think that I'm not into illegal activity. I'm not into gangsters. I'm not. If you were a part of that and you're still a part of that, don't try and join up with me because I'm not a part of that and I never will be. If you were a part of that and you no longer are, that's a different story. But don't think you'll be able to hide for long behind your mask. Because I am an owl, I am the seer, I am the Black Panther, I am the Red Hawk. These are some of my main animal totems. I have so many, but those are some of my main that I work with on the daily and on the nightly. So let's see if Spirit has a song for us. Easy money? Yeah, if that's how you made your money, being a gangster. Easy money. That's why I say big dogs ride for free. They ride on the back of others. They don't do the hard work. I don't care about your financial stuff. I don't care about your financial stuff. It's about doing the hard personal work. These nights never seem to go as planned. I don't want you to leave. Hold my hand. Stay with me, because you're all I need. This is not love. It's plain to see, but stay with me. Okay. So is that it? That you were so afraid of being alone, or you're so afraid of being alone that you'll just let anyone in? You'll just be with anyone? Because it's not love. It's not love. It's just that you don't want to be alone. You're not good at one night stands. So, you can stay with me. Well, I'm not sleeping with them. I'm hanging with them. Are you so pathetic that you have to be with somebody? Don't come near me. You're not my scene. I am the Black Panther. I am the Black Bear. I am the Red Hawk. I am the Owl. They're all solitary and remember the readings that we got? We've got it several times in the Fairy Tale Oracle about the king who would represent our father, who has the daughters who dance in their dreams, but they would rather, and that was their way of being free, dancing in their dreams. They did it when they were supposed to be sleeping because they were supposed to be married off. But the father wants you to stay free until you find someone worthy of losing that freedom, that particular type of freedom. Don't give your freedom to a job or to a person or to a group. It better be worth it if you give your freedom to something. It's not worth it for me, clearly, because I'm solitary and I'll stay that way. I'm not giving my freedom to anyone unless they meet me on every level. Don't think I'm not going to look, and don't think I'm not going to see or feel or be shown the truth of who you really are. First message. Family harmony. Well, that's a beautiful one to see. Love that. The highest purple color. Let's see why. Let's see why this color. And it's almost like it's not necessarily purple. It's periwinkle, my favorite color of all. It's a blend of purple and blue. So your spiritual colors as well as speech. So we see family harmony here. Spirit's helping. They're carrying. This could be a mother and a child. Or this could just represent family harmony within yourself. That's what first thing that came to me. Your own feminine nature and your inner child coming together. Loving yourself. Caring for yourself. That's the very first thing that came to me. You didn't even speak about outside of myself. My mother is in spirit. My stepfather cut me out of his life. And then I agreed. My daughter doesn't speak. My son doesn't speak. I have no personal family. So it would be nice to have family harmony. I would like to have my daughter and my son back in my life. But I believe right now this is speaking about connecting more with your own intuitive, nurturing, loving energy and your inner child, because you need to find harmony within yourself before there can be harmony without yourself. So then about others with their regular family. There's healing that's taking place within your family. So this also represents healing taking place within your own personal soul, right? Hold loving thoughts for yourself as well as the family members. You want things to be better. You want things to get better. You know, your family is your biggest teacher. Nowhere else are you put so closely with others that are completely different than you. Just because you're born into the same family doesn't mean you're going to be the same. Far from it. My brother and I couldn't be any more different than we are. You know, just because you're family doesn't mean you're going to be friends, but you're forced to grow up in this atmosphere because it's teaching you about yourself. It's teaching you patience, understanding, compassion, forgiveness. And the things that you see mirrored in your family that you don't like are probably things in yourself that you need to take a look at to heal. So, right now, the expectations that you hold about family members might be causing issues for you. So try to hold loving thoughts about anyone who's irritated you or pushed your buttons. Again, why have they pushed my buttons? Well, clearly that's something that needs to be looked at. But they're telling you right now there is a healing that's taking place within the family. This could be within your soul family as well. I don't have, as I said, physical family around me. I would love that there would be healing in my physical family, but maybe there's distance within my soul family. So Spirit wants you to think of reasons why you're grateful for each. Yourself, your family members, your soul family members. And the ones that push your buttons the most, find one reason that that person needs love. And they're worthy of it. Not that they need it. Oh, wow, this person really needs that. No, that they are worthy. The first little animal totem that showed up this morning was the sparrow. And you know, I normally call him the victory sparrow, but that's not what I saw when I saw him today. That's another message. When you look at those, you know, when I find animals in nature, and first I saw the rhino, and then there's the bear, the panther, and the bull. They were all there. But what jumped out to me when I first saw it was the rhinoceros, because that's what I needed to see. I needed to see that things weren't what I was being shown, that I needed to see if the words were matching the actions, right? That's why I saw the rhino. Now, the person who said to me, I see a black panther, well, because that is the message that was what they needed to see right then. And then the person says, well, now I see a bull. And the first thing that came to mind for me when I thought of the bull was abundance. Don't be worried about abundance. The next thing I saw was stubborn, bullheadedness, right? But it's all of the things. So when the sparrow came up on the railing today, I didn't see victory like I normally do. I saw self-worth. That's why when I looked at this, I saw that this was harmony, a healing that was taking place between the inner child and the mother, which is me, within myself. Because the sparrow talks about self-worth, the importance of loving self. You can't love another if you don't love yourself. So there needs to be healing that takes place within this. This is how we get our answers. This is how Mother Nature brings us our answers. This is how Spirit does, by the thoughts that enter our mind when we see the messages that come. Pay attention to the synchronistic events. Here's the affirmation that goes with this message. It feels good to nurture my planet with loving care. How about this? This is my planet. This is my home. Home is where my heart is. It feels good to nurture myself with loving care. Affirmation. I see the goodness within each member of my family or within myself. My family life is harmonious and filled with love and joy. Whether it be my soul family, my internal family, or my physical family. Sorry, I gotta put you guys on your side. As I said, sometimes we have to see things from a different perspective. And I thank my, the messengers, the people that write to me. Now, Landon, my friend Landon, he wasn't, just the fact that he brought up gangster. He says, do you ever think I wanted to be a gangster? That was, okay, I need to look at that in many different ways. So that needs to be clarified. The fact that the person, and also he brought up, you stopped sending the readings. Did I do something wrong? No. That needed to be, I guess, announced again. I don't know if Landon, I'll send this video to him and he can listen and he'll know. But I have said many, many times, I'm not going to send the readings privately anymore. It took up a lot of my time and it was coming across as spam. I heard on the radio, they were advertising Scientology on the radio. I'm not, this is not religion, and I'm not toting my own horn, and I don't need your kudos, and I don't need people to give me a high five and to give me ratings and, oh, so many people have watched this video. Spirit will have the ones who need to watch the videos watch them. And if they miss them, they'll ask. Well, sometimes you got to go away for people to miss you. Sometimes you got to go away, or you have to lose something to realize the value of it, right? I thought about, Spirit's telling me I'm going to be shutting down my websites and going away for a time. And I thought there's so many people that look forward to the readings or that rely on them. There are others, though. And maybe it's being taken advantage of. Maybe it's been taken for granted. Maybe Spirit's message has been so prevalent that it's been ignored. So the ones who come looking for it will be rewarded with the messages, right? Landon's asking, so he'll get the messages sent. And I don't mean rewarded by me. I mean by Spirit. The Spirit's bringing us our answers. Remember, I went yesterday and Sandy bought me battery backup so that I wouldn't run out of battery when I was doing my readings. But I was such a rush to get out of here because I'd been here so long and I wanted to get there to do the reading. I left without my battery pack and I was halfway there before I realized. So Spirit gives us our tools, but if we don't take our tools and with us, we can't use them. And they can't help that. So Spirit gives us our messages and our tools to help us. But if we don't look at them, they aren't going to help us, right? So I had to be really careful, and I had to scrimp and save. I wasn't able to take as many pictures or as many videos. It was good because I didn't listen to the radio. Like I listened to the radio for songs, but I needed to be more in an introspective space. So everything does happen for a reason. Sometimes people have to go away in order for you to recognize how important they were. Sometimes you have to disappear from their life. Or sometimes Spirit has to, all of a sudden, the messages aren't quite in front of your face because you weren't paying attention. This is all about doing our inner work. Spirit has all of our answers out there for us. We have our answers within. Everything is in front of us. It's like a smorgasbord. But if we don't pick up a fork and eat it, if we don't go to the smorgasbord, if we still sit at the table, we don't get fed. If we don't ask for Spirit's help, they don't step in. We have free will. There's so many messages that come forward. Next message. Breaking free. A lot about freedom. Breaking free from constraints. Whatever these constraints are, this fairy is embracing it. You see the light shining from Spirit down here? And the stars illuminating, glowing in the darkness? There's a light in the darkness. When I was walking out of the forest yesterday, I didn't have enough battery. My battery died. I wasn't able to take a picture. But that's what I saw. The light, they were breaking through the trees. The light was coming down like that. It was darker as you walked through underneath the trees in the forest. So sometimes you can't see the forest for the trees, right? But the light was trying to come through. It was being filtered in. Filtered. Think about it. The light is being filtered. And that's what was happening to me. The light was being filtered. I needed to filter my light. Remember when I was watering out on my patio? I poured water into the rose bush that was all wilted, and it poured right through onto the ground. And I said, be careful. Make sure that when you're watering, it's being caught, and you're not just watering somewhere and it's falling on the ground. The information that you're sending out. Don't spend so much of your time on people who are pretending to be interested when all they really are is just interested in a pretty girl. That was my message. Don't use your energy needlessly. This is where I spend my work. I'm not going to go have private conversations with people that go on and on. This is my work. This is what I do. So I'm breaking free from that. However it comes across for you, that's your message. Breaking free. What are you breaking free from? Are you feeling trapped? You're not trapped. We are never trapped. We are never the victim. Outside circumstances trapping you. Financial obligations, family obligations. This belief that we can't leave an unhealthy situation or fix it. Well, my husband won't let me do this. My wife won't let me do this. My family won't let me do this. Bullshit. You need to take responsibility for your own life, whether that's your husband or your wife that's in it. If this is something that is of your spiritual path or in your highest good, your health program, whatever it is, and they're not into it, they don't have to do it. There's got to be interpersonal freedom within relationships. You know, I don't want anybody in my pocket, and I will definitely never be in anybody else's pocket. And it's good. Oh, I don't know if this relationship is right. This is for my friend right now. You know who you are. I like hiking. I like doing this, and he doesn't like doing that. Well, you know what? Maybe that's what you're going to do on your own. Because maybe there's some things that he likes to do that you don't like to do. And you know what? You shouldn't be doing every single thing together. Sometimes we need time alone to think. And maybe hiking is the way you get clear. Well, my husband doesn't like me doing that by myself. Well, you know what? I'm sorry. I'm not your child. I'm your wife. And I'm going to make this decision for myself. If I'm doing something that is not unsafe, and I'm doing something that I need to do, that's my choice. And if it's a problem for you, you're going to have to figure out how to deal with it. We are responsible for ourselves just as others are responsible for them. We're more responsible for ourselves than for others. Now, when we have children to take care of, that's one thing. But when the children have grown, our responsibility ends. We are not responsible for telling them what to do. And they are not responsible for telling us what to do. My daughter won't be telling me how to live my life, ever. I'm her mother. Right? I'll listen. My higher self says pay attention to something, I'll pay attention. But I'm breaking free from the restraints of anybody and everybody. People will be happy to be around you when you feel free to do what it is that you're doing. When you freely love, when you freely give, when you freely choose to be there. Not because you're being forced to. And your strength and your confidence is inspiring. You don't have to be bullheaded. But the bear is introspective. They are solitary. They do need space and time alone. Interpersonal freedom within relationships is vital. So, ask for spirit to help you break free from whatever you think you're stuck in. Unhealthy relationships, jobs that are unsatisfactory. And when you're not happy in your work, you're going to give a shitty job. You are. You're not going to give your best. You're not going to give your all because it's not your thing. So pray to release the fears that you have that you can't break free. And pray for assistance in breaking free. Be responsible, but be free. Affirmation. I am free. I am powerful. And I now allow myself to enjoy this freedom and power. Thank you very much. Boy, I almost ended the reading right then. Next message. See if there's a message coming. Spending all of your time in this wrong situation. I know I could treat you better than he can. Yeah. I can't tell you how I get this every single day of my life. If you are not someone who has been chosen to be with someone, respect that. And if you feel that you can do a better job, prove it. talk is cheap. Put your money where your mouth is, as in actions, work, right? And if you have knowledge of something, I know I could treat you better than he can. You need a gentleman. Well, if you have knowledge of something that someone is being hurt or lied to or deceived, speak up. Put your money where your mouth is. Or shut up. Speak up, put up, or shut up. But don't be coveting thy neighbor's wife or husband, boyfriend, or love interest. We all get choice. Environmental awareness. This came to me yesterday when we were out there. I looked down at that beautiful spot that we were in, and there was a cigarette butt thrown down on the ground. I hate that. It's so disgusting, you know? How small is a little cigarette butt? Like, you couldn't bring a little baggie in your pocket and stuff it in there? And I videotaped, there was a really beautiful knot hole inside a tree. It was open. It was a big hole all the way through, and the tree was alive. And it looked down to the running river. It was so beautiful. And I videotaped from behind, and there was barbed wire that was inside the tree. And I thought, something dangerous inside. There was something dangerous. There was a hole. That person, and there's a message right there. There's a hole inside of that person. They're trying to fill it. And what was inside there? A can of beer. They were trying to fill this hole within them with another substance. It was dangerous. Barbed wire was wrapped in there. And then I looked through that, past that, and I saw the husband and wife, the duck, and the mallard and his girlfriend walking up the hill, or the husband and wife walking up the hill. But environmental awareness. They threw barbed wire and empty cans of beer inside that beautiful tree that was trying to grow. So, and you look through it, you looked past that. I looked through that, say I'm the seer, looking through that, and I see a couple walking up the hill. So between this couple, the problem between this couple is danger, alcoholism, filling a void. So many messages. They all just came right now as I was speaking about this. I saw it at the time. I saw the barbed wire, and I heard danger. And then I looked inside and saw the can of beer, and I thought, geez, you know? And then I pushed back through and redid the video so you guys can't see it. But the video that I posted was, I didn't look at the can, but you could see the barbed wire. And now I get my message. The distance between this couple, and the reason is because the reason for the distance was there was a danger, a hollowness that was being filled with alcohol. That's why there's a distance between the husband and wife, the boyfriend and girlfriend. They were trying to fill up a hollow part of themselves. They didn't want to face reality. They didn't want to look at their reality. It was dangerous to them. And yet, what they were using to fill themselves up was even more dangerous. It caused a huge hole between the couple. So, environmental awareness, first message, pick up after yourself. Be respectful. When you take from nature, make sure you give something back. Care for nature when it's out there and when you're out in it. Because our planet needs to stay healthy. We want our water clean. Have you seen those horrible videos of the rivers with nothing but, it's a river of plastic and garbage flowing? I think it was Thailand, I don't know. It was disgusting. I thought, it makes me cry. I always think of Chief Dan George. Growing up in Canada, everybody knows Chief Dan George. He was an environmental spokesperson. He was known on the commercials for standing there with a tear dropping down his face when he looked at what was happening to the planet. So right now, our earth, it's a living, breathing. That tree had a giant hole in it, but it was still growing. That tree provides oxygen and shelter for the birds and homes for the birds. It's a cycle. That continues. It's growing. This earth, it's alive. And this earth is calling on us to take care of it. Pick up your trash when you're on your nature walks. Pick up your fucking cigarette butts that you shouldn't be smoking anyway, because you're filling an empty void within yourself. Why are you anxious? Go out into nature and go for a walk instead of smoking a cigarette. And then you got to smoke a cigarette when you're on your walk? Get a toothpick in your mouth and don't throw that on the ground. Have some respect. Clean up after yourself. Clean up after yourself physically. Stop the drinking. Stop the smoking. Use the crystals to help you. You can do anything you set your mind to. You're stuck. You're stuck. I get so pissed off when I hear a victim. I hear so much about victim. Poor me, poor me. I get so many emails. I do my work. I work hard. Throw the vices away and do your fucking work. Don't lean on everybody else. Don't cry and whine because things aren't working out for you when you have the ability to do whatever you set your mind to. Put the fucking bottle of beer down. The can of beer, the cigarette, the joint, the sixth candy bar or Big Mac. Go for a walk in nature and don't destroy it while you're out there. Lift your feet up. Walk. Move. Look up while you're out there. Don't feel sorry for yourself. Don't go for a walk and sit there in your misery. Look up and see the beautiful things that are around you that nobody notices. The ospreys, the hawks, the mockingjays, the sparrows, the snowy egrets, the ducks, the red slider turtles that are bathing in the sun. There's so much to see. And every one of those messengers, when they come to you, they have a specific message for you. Pay attention. This is a red hawk that's telling you there are messages all around you. That red hawk landed almost on my freaking windshield when I was driving. I'm moving forward in life. The red hawk slammed. I had to slam my brakes on. Slam my car. You're not going in the right direction, Sherry. Watch. Pay attention to what's going on. It's a mob mentality. You're being mobbed. Pay attention. Rhinoceros. Words not matching actions. The bear, go into introspection, go into meditation. The panther, stay back. One of the messages we got was the fox. Remember yesterday? Camouflage yourself. Don't say everything right now. Sit back and listen. Watch what's going on. Don't tell everybody what you're doing. Let them show who they really are. Because they will. So many messages in the environment. Be aware in the environment. Look at the moon, the giant moon. There are 2 moons in the sky. These aren't 2 suns in the sky. These are 2 moons. Okay, I'm tapped into this, but you're not paying attention to this. For you to be fully in transformation here, full transformation, you need to be aware of all of the elements. Environmental awareness. What is going on in your environment? What animal messengers are coming to you? If you don't know what their message is, look it up. Don't write to me and say, what does this mean? You've got fingers. You've got Google. I'm busy. I help a lot of people all the time. And if it's a message from me, which it will be if you bring it to my attention, I appreciate that. But you know what? You have the ability to do your own work. You're not going to be riding on my back for free. Do your own work. There's a lot of messages here. Ask Spirit outside to help you when you're out there. That's what I said. I saw that chain with the big owl and I thought, I'm going to call on the wisdom of the owl because the owl is important, but the owl wasn't the first one who came to me. It was the red hawk who literally almost slammed into my car. And I got out and then the falcons were there. So falcon message, red hawk message, owl message, rhinoceros message, black panther message, bull message, turtle message, snowy egret message. All of those messengers were loud for me yesterday. And duck, the mallards, all of them. And you could bet I looked at every single one and every single one of them had something really loud to say to me. So be aware when you're out in your environment for the messages that are coming. You may think you're awake. I am awake, but I am constantly learning and I'm on the alert. Stay on the alert. That's what the osprey said. Important information is pending. Stay vigilant. You'll get the thoughts and feelings that you need. You'll get the nudges. Synchronistic events, there are no coincidences. They're there for a reason. Use the talents that you have. Use the ability. I have the ability to see. That's my vision. I'm able to see animals in the rocks. I'm able to see sleeping giants. I saw the vortex. I saw many vortexes. I saw the guardians at the gates. And you know what I saw? I saw sleeping guardians. Sleeping guardians. And that was what I was supposed to pay attention to. wow, I'm awake. But there's a lot of things that had to be pointed out to me by other people. Thank you for pointing them out, Joe Smo. Thank you for pointing out what you saw. I saw things, but you saw even more. This is how Spirit works with us. When I was there, I'll show you my pictures as I walked along. The red slider, he'd come out of the water.
He's sitting on a little...
He was in the sun. He was trying to come out. He was sticking his head out.
And I got the duck message.
Right? The duck was coming along and the duck was talking. The duck was saying, pay attention to me. I was focused on the turtle who was trying to stick his net out. But he's so full, surrounded by his emotional waters, and he's scared as hell. Second I got close to him, he slid back into his emotional waters. He's not ready. The duck said, pay attention. The duck was the one that was talking loud. That was the message that needed to be seen. I was focusing on that. But the duck said, no, pay attention to me. And so that was the message that came forward. So what did the duck have to say?
For a messenger.
Look it up. I posted it. I'm not going to share it. I don't have enough time. Then I saw these mushrooms. I didn't see them on the way. On the way there, I saw Merlin's chair with the owl. But on the way back, I saw these mushrooms hiding behind Merlin's chair. Now they are the color of creativity, the sacral chakra, sexual energy. They're also the color of the divine masculine, forward movement. So, they were found behind Merlin's throne. So, Merlin's throne was built by money made by mushrooms? Or there's a fungus growing behind Merlin's throne? Or something is growing behind Merlin's throne, born from emotion. It's either beneficial or it's going to be harmful. That's what needs to be seen. You take a bite of this magic mushroom, it could take you on a real wild trip. Or there could be penicillin that comes. Get closer. Take a closer look. What's really growing there? Why is it growing there? That's what I saw. Merlin's chair, remember? I'm seeing something, but not the full picture. You're seeing something, but not the full picture. Together we saw it all. There. First I walked by there and I thought, the vortex, that's a pathway to other worlds. A doorway to another world. But the guardians are asleep. Sleeping giants. And then I slipped inside the vortex. And I paid attention and I got grounded. And that's when my messages came. I looked into the pool. I saw the reflection. My own reflection. Everywhere I went was the all-seeing eye. Everywhere I went. On this side, again, look into the blue pools. Look at the sky reflecting into this deep pool. Stop being so sorry for yourself and stuck in your own miseries. Look what's being reflected up above. Look up. Spirit is being reflected. So many messages. Look at the trees. Look at the artwork in the trees. What do you see in this tree? I see guardians. But they're not friendly. This tree, I see it split into 3. Started out as 1. 2 went off together and 1 went here. They started as a family, the mother and the father. This one is allowed to separate and have their own life, and then they grow. Or, spirit, we all start here. These 2 grow and they go off together, and spirit is there to support them. Look at the face, watching their back. See the mouth? To me, I see a panda bear. I see a cow. I see a dog. I see protection. This is a very soft eye. There's so many different things. If you sat there and stared at that, you would find so many different things. So many messages. A burned out tree. Look at the burned out tree that it grows strong. It's still growing. When I looked at this, I saw the star. No. I saw the star here. The star card. Wish upon a star. That was positive. Here, I saw the Kundalini. See how it's going like that? That's what I saw. The Kundalini awakening. Others may see something else. After I saw healing in the snake. So many different things that we need to be aware when we are out in spirit. We're walking on our own path. Walk along your path. Follow the path into the light. Stick to your path, your spiritual path. Look at the all-seeing eye. Look at the eye ahead. Look at the mirrored reflection of these two walking the same path. One's a little bit blurry. One sees things a little bit more clearly. It was the same dog. I took a picture and then I took a picture again. First I saw him that way, then I saw him that way. So first when you look at something, it might not be what you think it is.
This needs to be recorded because this is incredible. I'm going to zoom in and show you this. Woo! I'm dropping my crystals. Check this out.
I saw something different here. I want you to see it. See if you notice it. I'll tell you at the end.
See the mica?
This is mica, after we talked about it.
It's layered. It's amazing. Amazing. So it breaks off, right? It's really, really delicate. And then it crumbles down. And here we see all the little crumbles. God, look at the blue in it.
Speech, blue.
It's beautiful.
The dark and the light.
It's incredible.
Okay. Hold on. I'm going to take you back and I'm going to show you something. Do you see the giant dragon's eye? Hold on.
It's amazing. Amazing. So it breaks off.
What I want to show
really,
you
really
here.
Delicate. And then it crumbles down.
Hold on.
And here we see all the little crumbles. God, look at the blue in it. It's beautiful.
There was something right there I wanted you to see. See the face? See the nose? The eye? Guidance everywhere. Do you see the other eye right down here? But if you look at right there, you see the face, right? And then go back. See if I can get it. There it is. See the big eye? Sleeping giants, the all-seeing eye. We were told by Spirit. There it is again. Hold on, hold on. See the face? The two eyes and the mouth? Everywhere I went. I'm breathing right there. See the cockatoo? The eye, the beak? I see a cockatoo because it's white. The white bird, that's the first thing that came to me. Now when you look at it, you may see a different animal. You may see a different bird. But the fact that I saw a cockatoo, I gotta wrap up. I mean, I could go, this is how, I could take people on nature walks and teach them this way because it just goes on and on and on forever for me. So the cockatoo is clearly the message that, and the reason that the cockatoo is what needs to be spoken about right now is because it's very unusual. So the cockatoo talks about being spontaneous and fearless in your endeavors. It talks about bringing light back to the life of someone who's expecting or experiencing a difficult time, right? The ones that are going along stuck in their emotional waters. Remember that pool. They're feeling sorry, so they're crying tears, but they don't see the reflection. Going back to Spirit. Look at the cockatoo's head. Okay? Now, where is it? See him? Pretty clear, right? So, call upon the cockatoo. If you're going through a difficult time, if you're experiencing personal darkness, the cockatoo is white, right? Now, what's interesting is that there is a black and white. There's a black or white cockatoo, which I found very intriguing in Australia. The white cockatoo, which is what I saw, that's linked to death or dreaming. The white cockatoo, they're talkers, right? They're affectionate social partners, much happier with a partner than they are by themselves. I don't want to be alone. I said that to Spirit this morning. I don't want to be alone. I don't want to be the soul panther, the lone wolf, the bear, the owl. I want a partner. But I'm not going to, as the song said, just sleep with someone or just be with someone because I don't want to be alone. I am much happier when I'm with someone. My name is Sherry for a reason. Do you know that cockatoos, when they are alone, they pluck their feathers out? Are you doing something like that? Are you self-harming like I saw inside of that beautiful tree? Are you filling yourself with alcohol? A barbed substance, barbed words, negative words? Are you beating yourself up? That's coming between you and someone else? Obsessive compulsive patterns? This is what comes through with cockatoo. Maybe the cockatoo is telling you, get beneath the surface of something or someone. Because in this state, there's a cover-up on some level. There's a cover-up. Now, a black cockatoo, which to me, I find incredibly intriguing, because there's black and white here, right? So the black cockatoo, I didn't even know that there was a black cockatoo. I guess they're in Australia. I would think that that would be the shadow, looking into the shadow. So if the white cockatoo is saying there's a cover-up, is it you? Are you covering up? Are you the one that's wearing the mask? Because yesterday, what were we told? Remove the mask. Remove the mask. It's time to be really, truly who you are. Environmental awareness and family harmony, both of them moving together. Seeing the goodness within the family or within self, and nurturing the planet and self, right? That's why I saw, in fact, instead of just family harmony. See, that's why people will, you know, if you have this deck, will say, well, that's not what the meaning of the meaning of was not about that. I read cards. I read what the intuition is telling me. That's what a true psychic does. You know, it's what spirit brings to us psychically. We all have that within us if we pay attention. I could sit here and go through my videos with you guys. Here it is. Here's the video. Barbed wire. And there's a couple trying to come up the hill from their emotional waters. Right? But before that, there's a scar. Check this out. I'll take you back to the beginning. Somebody's carved into that tree their own intentions. And when I first saw this, I saw the all-seeing eye. Again, the can is down in there. And see the barbed wire? Somebody has carved their intentions into this tree. Something that they wanted. Malicious words, self-talk, negative self-talk, alcohol, whatever it was. Somebody wanted somebody else to do something. They carved something out of them. It put a hole in this tree. This tree is trying to grow. It's trying to allow a relationship to come up out of their emotional waters. So many messages. I could just go on with this
For a messenger.
right? So that was my one little clip. Oh, I want to show you something else here. I will show you, and then I gotta go. Dang, I have so much here. And you know, a lot of times I don't even know. My own higher self doesn't even. It clicks in later. I'll see things later. I just know I've taken it for a reason.
Oh, I had to show
Look at
you
this.
this. We would have been so excited if we had been seeing this when we were hiking.
This was from my Uncle Phil.
Look at all the way
A
up.
fungus that was growing
All
up
the way
this
up to the
tree.
very top.
Now you look at it, a fungus. It's like, oh, a fungus is growing on that tree, but it was beautiful.
Look at the pattern.
It's like jigsaw puzzles.
Nature makes no mistakes, right? They're
No
just
mistakes.
beautiful. Oh, dark. Sorry. There.
And trying to put together a puzzle with one piece of 1,000 jigsaw piece puzzles, you're not going to.
Oh, it's
But then I went
rubbery.
up close and I looked at this.
It's rubbery. Ew,
I thought
it's
it would be
really
delicate or brittle,
super
but it
cool.
wasn't.
It's
It was very, very
strong.
hard.
Like seriously, I'd have to really work at this. It's like rubber. Okay, you could make what you need out of these shoes, covering, something. Everything can be done from natural sources. It's amazing.
Okay, so my message to that was, there was a covering, the fungus that was growing up that tree, right? And you could think, remember I said that the mushrooms that were growing behind Merlin's chair, that could either be good or it could be bad, right? The positive or the negative. Well, that fungus that was growing up that tree, that was a covering. It was a thick covering. It was strong. It was resilient. There was a strength in that. This, I just saw the reeds growing out of the little pool there. Now, sometimes in your little pools of emotional water, moss grows, fungus grows, but here it also allows growth, new growth. Positive emotional water is captured and allowed new growth to come forward. There's so many messages going forward on this path. This was vines and vines and vines that were like and because of the time of year, it had died off, all the old leaves, but it was a curtain, and it was a very, very thin curtain. I said, this is a natural curtain of vines here, very lightly draped. It makes me think of the veil thinning, and that's exactly what it was. The veil was thinning, and that's what's going on. It was amazing. All right, you guys, I'm going to let you go with that. We're at an hour. I hope you have a beautiful day. I love you.